Wilson out on track at the moment in the white noise machine. We'll get back to you with the navigator for this particular boat, Amanda Wilson, doing the navigational duties here. Of course, Hayden Wilson, one of the locals, the aluminium fabrication salesman, and does a good job. I know that firsthand. So Hayden Wilson back on the scene in jet sprinting. Took a year off, caught his breath, so we're expecting to see some good things from Hayden. All right, so Carl Beaver in the Beaver reliever. In the previous run, he went the wrong way, got a DNF. So Hayden Wilson across the line there on a 107.228. So, yeah, the Hayden Wilson, of course, the man from Wanganui, one of your locals. So, ladies and gentlemen, you need to keep an eye on him as we're in the Group B qualifying around number 2. It looks like Bevan Schuler coming out in the Taranaki, lives in Taranaki. He's coming out in the Rotokari Rodent.
That's it, Captain Concrete, Bevan Schuler. These boys know how to lay a good path. Give me any tubs, any drains, you can do it.
Oh, that's what we need. We need somebody who can harden up.
Bevan's great to see him back in his boat, actually. He had to sit out round 1. He too had some engine problems trying to get there, so hopefully he'll make Bay Park. Hell of a nice family. Good to see them in the sport, and it's a real tidy little package. Ian Coleman builds the engines. Everyone knows he does Radioactive's motor as well, so he's a very, very good engine builder, been around sprinting for years.
It's interesting, isn't it? We have a look around the world of jet sprinting, and some big name engine builders get into jet sprinting, but you really have to know how a jet sprint engine is required to work to be able to build it the right way.
It's all about the revs. You know, these motors, these V8s, I mean, there's plenty of different types, but the ultimate rev they're looking for around here, or blade combination, is around about 62 to 6300 RPM on the rev clock. So as you can see, Bevan's off the gas a fair bit at the moment, but later on in the day, when you hear these things screaming, they'll be looking to get back. They'll be pulling in around 64. He's actually got a rotation problem out here at the moment, which is also a bit of a hiccup, maybe going a little bit slow, got him rattled.
Yeah, he's just trying to correct himself. He's sort of, the trick is if you get the rotation wrong, you need to correct yourself from the way in which you came to start with. Now, while that sounds confusing, it is.
Looks like he's got it wrong again. I think we might have to set him up with a set of concrete troughs out there, because this is more what Bevan's into. He makes these concrete troughs all day long. So if we set up 6 or 7 out in his backyard and get him peddling around those for a while, they might get him right.
Well, I tell you, it's not a bad idea. But interesting, Greg Reardon will be coming up soon. They actually drew the map on their garage floor and have been running around the bloody garage, which isn't a bad way to do it. But in the meantime, we are going to see Ray Thompson from Whangamata and David Toms from Piopio, the farmer, TNT Racing, the Sprint Tech Hull. Now these guys, and I say it all the time, they're that old, their blood type has been discontinued.
Yeah, Ray, I mean, he's been around a long, long time. He charges hard. If he gets a good run under his belt early, he generally runs and races well all day. The old eyesight's letting him down a little bit these days. He was having a bit of a crack at me at putting that flag right down on the edge of the hairpin because he didn't know where it was. So I'll be looking pretty hard when he comes up to the hairpin, which is the next turn here. If he gets it right, he was getting pretty upset with me yesterday because I wouldn't put that flag here. So here he goes. Let's see how he goes.
Yeah, he's managed it okay.
He's got around really well, so I'll give him a clap and go back and say it wasn't worth that stress yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Look, actually, these guys, the pair of these guys, I think they've got a combined age of about 185. And interestingly, when you talk about, I think it's Lucy, one of the first humans ever discovered in Africa, I'm pretty sure they got they found Ray Thompson's DNA in her.
Here he comes down to the finish. Good tidy run from Ray. He's got to be happy with that. He's finished up with a 59.627. So I'd say, you know, right up there. What have we got? 59.614 earlier on. So he's in P2. He's got to be happy with that. Good on your granddad.
Yeah, that's it. He'll be certainly getting those times later down in the day. But Greg Reardon and Dawn Herb, they chalked out, literally got chalk and drew it on their garage floor, the track, so they could work out the rotation. So, look, we've seen people, I know that Bill Sparling, for example, in the US of A, he's got a big bit of dirt out the back there at his place, and he actually got the mower and mowed one of the track rotations in there, and very interesting to see that what people do to be able to work out the rotation, of course, because it is a very difficult thing to do.
It is. It's one of those things that you need to learn as a team, and if you can go through that as a team before getting to the track, and like you say, driveways, concrete troughs, whatever tickles your fancy, really, it's about getting that, and that really sets you up for your day.
Because we can see in our elevator position right the way around the track, when you're actually sitting only about 2 feet, your eye line's about 2 feet above the water level, islands and the entrance to channels can get very difficult to see.
Absolutely. Greg out here, he's a bike mechanic from Taranaki, so when I say bike, motorcycle mechanic for the local Yamaha shop. He's come off the throttle a little. I think he's a little bit dazed out here at the moment. Maybe he got a little bit wrong on the driveway. No, he's still going in the right direction. So Dawn's doing a great job getting him home.
Yeah.
He's a little bit frazzled out there, I can see, but he's coming home, found the gas pedal. Just need to ease her in. He certainly hasn't got any engine problems. He's just watching Dawn's hand flat out. He's got through.
No, that's all you need to do, and we'll get the time back for you there. That just seemed to disappear.
Carrying on, ticking on, but nice tidy finish, and certainly goes to show how much you need a navigator out there. So Greg was a little bit lost 3 turns before home, and she's got him home and got him home in the right direction.
Yep.
Daniel Buttercup Reid is backing off a trailer next. Dan the man, he charges very hard. Great to see him out here in the green boat with a brand new engine here today. He pedals very hard, very early, and chases the game. So here he comes round the corner.
Yeah, the old Buttercup, his partner Jasmine sitting right in alongside him. And I tell you, these guys from Waitra there, Daniel Reid, really, really good bloke. And, well, with his brand new engine package, he's going to be one to be in the championship come the end of the year. And he will just get stronger and better and better. And it's great to see that his partner Jasmine sitting in alongside him, because she kicked up a little bit when she had to replace Ben Soul in there, one of our previous meetings. I said, why is that, Jasmine? She said, well, because I just like to enjoy the racing by having a beer. So I don't know how he's going to keep her 0-0 for that long, to be honest. But no, Jasmine, great lady as well. So these guys, they put in a bit of work around your track as well, mate.
They do a lot of work. These guys turn up, and like I say, Ben Soul unfortunately couldn't make it today, and Jasmine's jumped back in there. So he's doing a real tidy job bringing her home. This is going to be a good time, great time earlier on. Here he comes across the line with a 57.514.
And straight to the top of the table, as well, as you would expect with a time like that, some 2.1 seconds quicker than our next competitor, which, look, Buttercup, his nickname's Butterbean. We call him Buttercup just because he hates it. We call him Buttercup. But look, and by the way, sister, if you're watching on the live stream, g'day, and g'day to all of the people up there at the Waitra Tavern. I've been up there once or twice. I think I had a cup of tea, perhaps, maybe one time.
Well done. Tim Edhouse coming to the line, guys. Tim didn't quite make it to Wanaka, but he's great to see. He's got that boat all back on the water and down here. He's been doing some late night engine work on the LS, and this guy really can make this thing pedal. He was humming last year. Here he goes.
And, of course, he's got his wife sitting in alongside him, Debbie Edhouse. Of course, Blair Edhouse doing the navigational duties last year. So Blair, gee, I tell you what, he's grabbed the inside there. So Tim Edhouse already qualifying too, showing that he's got his waste face on. Liquid addiction. He wants some great results this year. And interestingly, during the course of the previous season, he was the sort of guy, he gets the boat set, he doesn't make too many changes, and Paddy Hayden, his really good mate, started saying, well, why don't you start throwing a different blade combination in? Why don't you start trying this? And Tim just went backwards. So it'd be interesting to have a chat to him during a dinner break and see what he's doing here.
Wrong way. He's gone the wrong way there, unfortunately. So basically, Debbie's going to have to try and get him back on track. I think she has. He's bringing him around now. Yep, he's got it back on track, which will unfortunately knock his time. He was looking pretty good. He was hunting old Buttercup's time. He's got to wound up the old LS, bringing around the back straight, but it's not really going to help him getting up that P2, P3. He's going to be down the field a little bit with that wrong way. There he goes.
Yeah, look, and that's a nice line through the finish. And still, let's say we'll get back to the
Hasn't quite
time
come
on
up
that
on that one yet, but unfortunately he was looking very good. Touched that centre island up, looked a little bit untidy there, managed to get it back on track, but unfortunately that wrong rotation area has popped him back a bit. And he's also lost a bit of ignition in the wash pool there, believe it.
106.343 there for Tim Edhouse.
Is this the pink boat coming off the trailer? But Girl Talk,
Yeah,
Girl Manel, she's got it going again. This is great to see.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Now, your missus in the boat. Do you get nervous sitting up here watching that? But I suppose after she's been through the trees a couple of years ago, you don't need to really concern yourself because she's not going to be able to do that in a Group B boat, you'd hope.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was a bit like baking a cake. It was she's joined the little roll club down there on turn one, which was, she seemed quite happy. I popped down to see Kells earlier. Timbo was looking more stressed than anything because he had to do a few repairs to the bent up bits of the back of the boat.
Of course, Tim from Engine Rebuilders, 0800 My Engine.
Absolutely. Timmy has put mountains of hours into this boat, and this is a new boat for Kel this year, this little Stinger. Bright pink, you can't miss it. She charged hard, second at round one. Let's see how she goes this time.
And Sheree Patterson doing the navigational duties as well. So we can see Cut Price Rentals on the back there. Geez, I tell you what, we talked about some of the boats that you've had over the years. We've got about half the businesses you've had in the years over there as well on there.
She'll be wrapped. She got around that turn one quite tidy this time. She's just easing into it. Needs to get a run on the board here, and I think that'll mentally really put her in good stead. But beautifully around that top little hairpin up there.
Yeah, look, we got 3 good money corners in here, but let's go back a couple of years here, Leighton, when you when Kelly decided to step out of the navigator seat and into the driver's seat. You put the boat together, you put the steering around the wrong way, so when she turned left, the boat went right. When she turned right, the boat went left. You just like to make it hard for her, don't you?
Well, we didn't want to go out there and look unsettled from the start and make me look sort of average, so it did work. But, yeah, unfortunately, she did. She went straight into a concrete little wall. It was only an idle coming out of the boat trailer park. So, a good recovery, but it was just the rod around the wrong way. She'll be really happy to bring us home and get a run on the board here. This is a very, very good time. Just easing into it. Good to see.
Yeah, you did a very good time there, 106.795. And particularly, quite often we see people after they've had their first rollover or something like that behind the wheel, they get a little bit nervous. Kelly acquitted herself very nicely there. Didn't show the signs. She was probably very nervous, but still just kept everything A-OK, nice and tidy.
Absolutely. Takes the wind out of your sails a little bit, so good to see her get back. That'll put her confidence a hell of a lot more up the old tree, so hopefully we'll get her back to the trailer, have another pep talk, and she'll start hunting those times down. We'll see her hunt later on.
So Paddy Hayden and Jay Hayden next, current New Zealand #1 in the Group B, and they're from TA to Mutu. And look, Paddy and Jay Hayden, I tell you what, these two are absolute crackers as well. And Paddy Hayden, he'll go out reasonably solidly through this lap here. And of course, new sponsors on board with PSP and PSP Clearview as well. So look, these guys are looking good out there, and I keep saying to Pat, you know, you've got the green and the red, you know, the port and the starboard, but you're wearing them on the opposite sides as far as navigation goes. And he says, be buggered if I'm wearing pink. Oh, I don't know why he's scared of a colour, but anyway, that's his thing.
He'll have to watch out for pink because Kelly's going to be hunting him down later on in that Girl Talk boat, so we'll remember that one, Cavey.
But interesting to see that Paddy Hayden really wide around the hairpin here, used every little bit of available water on the racetrack and did well. You see Jay Hayden, clearly no in-helmet communication going on there. Some of these drivers and navigators have got in-helmet communication, and some are just using the old school method of point and shoot. So that was a 56.989.
Great run from Paddy. You can see he come off the juice quite early coming down that back straight there. He knew his time was good. He didn't want to put too much early on there, so I'd say he's got plenty left up him. He's going to be a hard one for the guys to chase down all day.
Yeah, Paddy Hayden and Daniel Reid at the top there for the winding out the Group B there for qualifying round #2.
Done. Group A it is.
Yeah, well, Group A we're stepping up to. So the first boat out will be the Ryco boat of the Western Australian Stuart Latham. Now, interesting, the world of jet sprinting seems to have got smaller of late. We've got Kelly Stevenson from America in the Showtime. He's over here today. We've got people from Germany here today come to specifically have a look at jet sprinting. We know we've got people right around the world online, the Royal Answers, the people over, everybody in Western Australia. Fonzie Mullen, I know, is already online. Jody Eli, guys from Australia, people from America, they've been sitting their time already to make sure their alarms are on. I know people at home have got the live stream tuned in already on their work computers, so there'll be a few bosses around the world that if they see this going on their work computers could be a little bit angry, but it just goes to show how far jet sprinting has really come in the last 5 years, particularly with live stream. With all of the modern technology, social media these days, it is becoming smaller but bigger in stature.
Oh, absolutely. I think, to take our sport worldwide.